Okay, we'll start
Hi,
music.
friends. Hi, friends. Welcome to another exciting learning episode of MoonShot Conversations. This episode will be a lot less about us exploring a concept and more about our corroboree experiencing the power of sound with our very special guest. I would like to introduce our special guests today who are really special. Our friends meet Drums Sivamani, who began playing drums at the age of just 7. In 2009, Shivamani was conferred upon with the title of Kalai Mamani by the Tamil Nadu government, which is the highest state honor in the field of arts. In 2015, he was honored with the Best Instrumental Act at the prestigious Live Quotients Awards. In 2019, friends, Shivamani was conferred upon with the title of Padma Shri by the government of India. Meet his beautiful wife who's sitting along with him, Runa, who belongs to the Kalavant Gharana and has been trained in classical, semi-classical and light classical music and can sing Hindi film songs, ghazals, thumri, folk, Punjabi and Sufi music as well as Western and pop music. And also meet the soulful Annie Choying Drolma, who is also known very fondly as the singing nun. Annie is known throughout the world for bringing many Buddhist chants and feast songs to mainstream audiences. She is also the UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador to Nepal. Annie is Anila.
So let me introduce three of my dearest friends. Anila is a dear friend of our entire family and was introduced to me by my parents. Our home in Gold Coast and in Mumbai has been blessed by her staying with us. On Kangaroo Kid's 25th birthday, I could think of nothing better than inviting all our family and friends to St. Andrews to hear her blissful voice. Then we have Shivamani and Runa. What can one say? Um, they have made every family celebration really special by always generously gifting their talents to our guests. Um, Most people say my father's birthday last year was the most memorable one, thanks to the two of them who came and just kicked up the whole crowd. Um, to speak to the hearts of these wonderful guys, when they found out my parents were in hospital with COVID, they Zoom called my parents to drum for them and to sing for them. And it was instant healing. I think a lot of my parents' healing has come from my dear friends in the audience and our corroboree.
Lovely. I would like to start by going over what Lena said in the last Moonshot conversations. Sound is a source of energy that exists within the earth. We live in a very vibrating universe. Anila, how do you see this from a spiritual point of view?
Well, we first of all, everyone, really namaskar, and it's
Namaskar.
so wonderful, really nice to see Shivamani ji and his lovely, graceful wife. Such an honor to see you, and of course, Dina, my dear, thank you so much for blessing me always with so much love, and Rajesh ji, so nice to see you for the first time. This from the spiritual aspect of how sound is perceived is as every sound is considered mantra, you know. Pure perception and pure vision is something that what we really practice in our daily life, as every sound, when it is carried with the right aspiration and motive and intention, it generates it carries that vibration, that sound carries that aspiration in it. So that's how it is delivered. So as we chant mantra, so mostly in my personal life, mostly it's just like mantras, chanting them with the melody. As we all know, I mean, I don't think I'm the actual right person to explain what mantra is about, but then as for my little understanding of it, as it is a syllable that carries the qualities of all these great enlightened beings, as we consider, as from the Hindu perspective, tradition, and Buddhist tradition, such as Om, that vibration that represents the qualities and then the power of all the body, speech, and mind of all the enlightened beings. So that we that's what we try to transmit to oneself, and through which we try to transmit to the universe by chanting it. So I think from the very spiritual aspect, every sound is mantra, you know. So, but the only difference is when you do it with the right aspiration, with the right motivation. So that's my understanding of it.
Uh, Anila, you always have the right motivation and you always have the right intention. And we've
I
actually
try.
we've included all three of your songs and music in our Spotify playlist.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so, can you just explain a little bit what happens when one chants to the giver and the receiver of receiving the chant?
Well, see, when we chant, as it is carried with the melody, when it is carried with the melody, is just for the technical purposes. As we all know, melody has an inherent ability to soothe a very disturbed mind. As for a very technical explanation, I probably am not good at doing that, because a lot of the time, what my personal experiences are such that when a mute person experiences the taste of a honey, and having to express that or explain or articulate that in words, so you can imagine how would that be. So similar, a lot of the time, my situation is pretty much of in that state. But besides that, I feel like, and I'm sure the great enlightened beings are have been using melody as to carry the, or to deliver, or to transmit the power of the mantra or the syllables to the world, as from oneself, first to oneself and then to the world universe. Is They use it in a very technical perfection of carrying or with the melody, because as I said earlier, melody inherently has the ability to soothe a very disturbed mind. And it is a language that we can all understand, regardless of the differences in without having a particular words in it, or the language itself. It's a universal language, and I think that is the real purpose of using melody to transmit the sound, the energy of that sound of the syllable itself to the universe, I guess. And as you all know, I'm sure, in monasteries, when we perform ritual ceremonies, and in churches when they perform ceremonies there, prayer ceremonies, and in Hindu temples, bhajan kirtans are always with the melody, music, sound, and in every religious holy places. I think they use the most beautiful medium, or I don't know if I'm using the right way, right word to, right vocabulary to express it. But besides that, I think the world needs to really learn to um, close your eyes and just feel it, rather than articulating too much of on the technicalities. I think we are so much wasting the real taste of the essential purpose of the sound, as from my tradition, as when we chant the mantras or the prayers in a melodious way. It is more for ourselves to uh, be in that momentum, rather than thinking about, okay, oh, that vibration has reached me now, and now this is going here and there. And for example, when you think of a flower, if you when you see a rose flower, just the moment you perceive the flower in front of your eyes, you just feel good and just be in it, rather than taking off the petals and saying, oh, these are the petals, and these are the buds, and these are the thorns, and then you break it off, and then you lose it,
Yes.
um, so just be in silence and just take a deep breath, and then and that's it. Sometime maybe that unexplainable situation without words, the silence itself can explain and make you get it to the point, rather than the words, too much of the very sophisticated highly academic wordings to explain it. That's how I feel. I don't know. I mean, please forgive me if I sound stupid.
Not at all. That was absolutely excellent, Anila.
Very good.
Anila, yeah. So, Anila, would you give the audience, please, with your voice, so they may experience this themselves?
Sure, it will be an honor. So I would love to sing this mantra,
Sure.
Compassion Buddha mantra, which we strongly believe that this mantra will enable us to invoke and enhance or cultivate that compassionate quality within oneself. Namo Ratnajaya, Namo Arya Sagara Berosa Vyuhai Rajaya Tathagataya Arahate Samyek Sambuddha Namo Sarvatathangate Arahate Samyek Sambuddhembhyo Namo Arya Alokendra Shvaraya Bodhisatoya Mahaya Satoya Mahakarunika Taidyayandham Darada Dhiren Dhiren Nuru Ite Ode Tzane Tzane Prain Tzane Pratzane Kusume Kusumahari Chitanjanaya Mapunaya Soha. Thank you.
Wow, that was awesome, Anila.
Beautiful.
That was awesome. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much, Anila. I would now like to get connected with Runa. Runa, pleasure to have you on the screen today with us.
Thank you.
Lena said in her last Moonshot conversations that if the listener opens the door to his heart and allows the tones and rhythms to vibrate into his inner private world, music has the capacity to create new forms and new energy fields. So, Runa, how do you see the power of your voice in helping others in raising their states of consciousness?
First of all, I am so blessed and really obliged to be here to share my music with all our beautiful viewers. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, the entire team of Moonshot. Um, I would like to say I would like to continue from where Anila ji started. He, she said कि ज़्यादा we don't need too much complications. You know, music is something which is very simple. क्योंकि मैं इस बात में यकीन रखती हूँ कि जितनी बात सीधी हो, जितनी चीज़ें सिंपल हो, वो बहुत जल्दी आपके दिल तक पहुँचती हैं. So simplicity is the key, in everything. Just like that, I love what Anila ji just said. She just transcended us to a totally. I felt like we were in Leh Ladakh somewhere, and
Thank you.
so divine. So I would like to say that divinity, we all have divinity within us. We are all divine souls. But in this life, we all come here to search that one mula which is inside us. And I think that is the journey of our life. That search. You see, when children, when as human beings, when we cross our teens, then we get involved in life, and there comes a point in life where we are all searching. हम सब ढूंढ रहे हैं. हम क्या ढूंढ रहे हैं हमें पता नहीं. We have everything, but we're all searching. We are going to some trip. We are going to a resort. We are going to some meditation center because we are searching something. But वो जैसे कहते हैं ना कि ईश्वर अंदर ही है. मंदिर जो है वो मन के अंदर है. So we have to search within. So that within comes, of course, our Indian culture, I would like to say, is blessed. We have such great heritage in culture. Like the sound of Om itself is something that takes you inside. And if you chant and meditate, you would also see that the current situation, what is going on, people are really now started talking about mental health, what mental health really is. So I think that starts with meditation and chanting and mantras, in whatever faith you are. But meditation, because जो जो आपका जो सोल है, उसका कोई धर्म नहीं है, उसकी कोई जात नहीं है. So how you connect with your soul is something very, very important now that people have started talking about, because our old rishis were always meditating. They were always silent. They spoke less because they were having a conversation within with their souls. They were all connected inside. So not too much talking. So I really believe that in today's times, as you said, voice. Now, what voice does is, हमारी जो भाषा है, हमारी जो ज़बान है, वो बहुत ज़रूरी है। क्योंकि जो मीठा बोल है, when you meet somebody, what do you remember? You don't remember the expensive clothes they wear or the expensive jewelry. You remember the aura, you remember the sound, you remember that greeting. As my darling Lena was saying, that in her, they are family. So when you meet someone, and when we sung for uncle and auntie, and when that moment, it is just that moment. So as human beings, we live for that moment. And the sound, what sound plays a very important role. For example, something like Om. So when you're saying Om, let's say we eat food to detox, Om is actually detoxing your soul within, because there is a vibration that comes all the way down to your diaphragm when you say Om, when you chant Om. So definitely sound plays a very important role. And you will also see that children, autistic children, react a lot to mantras, to chantings. They will give a very positive reaction to that. So I believe, and I always pray to God that please use me, use this talent or this art that you've given me to touch somebody's life. So I try to do. I mean, I'm not as beautifully grounded as Anila ji, but
You're so kind.
in my own Sufi way, and in my own way, what I do, I try to touch people's hearts. But I also believe in one thing: if you cannot touch yourself within, अगर आप अपने soul को नहीं छू सकते, तो आप किसी की आत्मा को नहीं छू सकते. So while singing, I try to, it's like as I'm also following my guru, my husband, that I am, when I sing, it's not for anybody. It is for the divine soul, that soul which is within me and that connects to the Almighty. So when that is connected through the voice, that transcends to the other people, and then they feel connected with it.
Runa, you so rightly you said this is probably for the first time in a very long time, humanity is actually thinking about how they feel and their mental state.
Yeah.
Because we've stopped doing, and for the first time, we've become still, and we started just feeling the being of ourselves. Um, how do you think, listening to songs allows us to access emotional states that we may have buried or ignored in our system?
This is an extremely important question, Lena, and I'm so grateful to you. I think this is God's way that you chose me to answer this, because my husband always says, "Tum bahut baat karti ho," but I have a lot to say. I want to share this. I love you. My father and my parents have endowed this beautiful knowledge. We grew up in a mixed cultural atmosphere, and we were never stopped to ask questions. So we asked, why is this? Why is it? This question that you asked, Lena, is so important. That in आज के वक्त में ये जो एक बार आप फिर से कहेंगे आपने क्या कहा, मैं चाहती हूँ, I want the audience to one more time hear what you just said. Can you just say one more time, Leena, please?
So basically, I'm saying for the first time in a very long time, humanity's stopped racing around doing things to being still. And so the first time they're actually being, and accessing. How does the power of the songs that you sing, how does it allow people to access emotional states that they may have buried or ignored?
So it's very important to hear, as you said, music. How does the song affect a person? I would put it a little more simpler, okay? How does the song affect a person? Definitely. If you hear in today's times when you're on, I'm not against anything, but if you switch on the radio, or if you, the kind of life we have with the technology and with all the pros, we're all running. Everything is very fast. The music is fast, everything is loud, everything is a little more aggressive. So is our atmosphere. So when you hear something calming, when you hear a soothing sound, when you hear something which settles you within, that is so important to uh, to just be human, because we as humans have forgotten to uh, stop and just align ourselves. We're just running, 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 doing this, doing that, but we're absolutely not aligned. So for example, I will take it back all the way when we are kids. जो बच्चे होते हैं, it starts from there, not when you grow up and then you say, oh, I'm feeling all distressed and now I should start meditating. That alignment, that meditation starts right actually in the womb, which is also called as Garbha Sanskar. So that's when you start hearing, chants or Buddhist chants or Gayatri mantras or Om or any kind of faith that you're in, something which centers you, brings to your center is essentially important. Also, when children, I always talk about children because after becoming a mother, there's a totally different world that is opened up to me, and I want to reach out to all the other mothers what I have gone through. So when children are sleeping, at that time you can play some classical music, some soothing, some chanting, some kind of soothing music, because that will stay in their subconscious, and they will have a very fond love for that kind of music when they grow to a certain stage in their lives. After they have seen all the dish, they come back to their center because something inside them, when they were sleeping, when they were babies, is still alive in them. So definitely, a calming music, a calming sound. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप सारा दिन डिस्को में जाके आ जाओ, क्लब में जाके आ जाओ, घर में आके तो आप कुछ सॉफ्ट ही सुनोगे ना. When you come back home, you listen to something, something soothing, something soft. So that's what we human beings are. We have to learn to settle down. So calming music, a good song, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be, as Anila ji said, I'm a fan of her when she said, things have to be simpler. You don't have to complicate, because everybody is not a classical singer. Everybody is not a musician. So how do you apply this in your daily life? So yes, you listen to something calming, you listen to something meaningful. Also, mind you, the lyrics play a very important role. If you keep hearing, unfortunately, now we have access, kids have access to the these kind of songs, and also the lyrics, which are not very, they're violating, I would say. It's too early for them to get introduced to certain things. So we lose that innocence, because in today's world, I feel what we are really missing is the innocence, the humanity. What we search is innocence. That's why when you look at a little child and he smiles, you just go crazy, because that is what we can't get. वो एक बहुत खूबसूरत शेर है, बच्चों के छोटे हाथों को चांद सितारे छूने दो, बच्चों के छोटे हाथों को चांद सितारे छूने दो, चार किताबें पढ़कर ये भी हम जैसे हो जाएंगे.
Wow, that was awesome, Runa, and I love the word what you used, Garbha Sanskar. Fantastic word, has a lot of meaning associated to our lives. So, Runa, would you delight the audience with something that they could experience to access an emotional memory they may have buried within their minds?
Sure, I would love to.
Play. I will play this Runa's beautiful song first. Yeah.
तुम अपनी माँ को माफ करते हो या नहीं, ये फैसला तुम्हारा. मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि तुम्हारी माँ का दुख तुमसे ज्यादा है उतना. बेटा, वो भी बहुत तड़पी है तुम दोनों के लिए.
हुआ जब जब हुआ जब जब अकेला मैं जहाँ अंदर से टूटा मैं, मुझे तू याद आई। ओ माँ, मेरी माँ, ओ माँ, मेरी माँ।
So this was something, we had to play this because this is a film that Atkan Chatkan has just released on Z5, and Shimaniji has done the music for it. And it is a song for Ma. This is something that roots to, because everybody loves their mother. And माँ के साथ जो बच्चे का, जैसे मैंने कहा, गर्भ संस्कार, उसकी नाभि से जो कनेक्शन है वो जिंदगी भर का कनेक्शन है. So I would like to now share something. I would like to now sing something for our lovely audience. Please bear with me here. जब आप ओम कहते हैं, when you close your mouth, there's sort of a vibration that goes all the way down. And the same goes for Allah. Yesu. माता पिता गुरुदेव माता पिता गुरुदेव This is Rag Yaman, which is also called as a Raja Rag. You can sing it any time of the day. Usually ragas in the Indian music shastras have time to sing, but the Yaman Rag you can sing any time. It is also, it has a lot of bhakti, a lot of the divine feel. It is a very divine rag. So I will sing one beautiful khusro line. अपनी छब दिखाई अपनी छब दिखाई के जो मैं पी के पास गई छब जो देखी देव की
प्रेम के सो मैं अपने भूल गई निध निध गर ग मारे गर सा निध ग निध ग ग ग ग.
Wow.
I think Lena wants more.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was awesome. That was awesome. And the audience is just enjoying the connectivity with every word that you spoke, Runa. It meant so much. It meant so much. And beautiful voice, God blessed voice. That is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure we are absolutely at pleasure to have this occasion with us together on the screen and the audience enjoying it from various parts of the country and across the world. I would now like to move to Drums Sivamani. So, do you feel a change in your vibrational state, your energy when you are drumming?
First of all, I have to thank bringing me in the beautiful thing and for everyone and namaskar and all the audience who's viewing now. And as when I'm when I start my life, that 9 months, all my energy, my first drum beat, all I heard in my mom's womb. And that 9 months I was doing riyaz. When I came out, my father, Mr. S. M. Anandan, I realized my father is a musician. The purpose of I've been in this life to fulfill my father's dream and raise everybody's kundalini through my drumming.
क्या बात.
When I go to the stage, who's sitting in the front audience, the first row, who's the chief guest, I not bother about. Me and my soul, my God, my Ishwar, we talk. Swami, you play for everyone who's watching me and raise their kundalini. And I'll be gone. I'll be gone. Somebody has to come and say, Sivamani, stop, enough. And that kind of meditation in my life. Be simple. That is very important. Now, I went through all my masters in my career, in my so how to be respect elders, how to respect everyone, and that kind of things in my playing, in my drumming. After my concert, everybody says, Shivamani, I felt something in my body, and I smiled myself because I didn't play there. My gurus came and played there, and my masters, and that is the secret of my drumming, and is a healing. All my problems are gone, Shiva. Wah, another 5, 2, 3 hours, I'll be very jolly mood, they say. So that is true. Through rhythm, it's called a vibration that transfer to everyone, and still I'm doing. And and one way I have to thank myself. I never went to college or proper school. But one thing I learned, only one in my goal, in my life, this life, I want to serve, I want to share, I want to give joy to everyone. And that is my purpose of this. I follow till I just do my seva to everyone. To whoever asks me to play, I'll play. And I never say no, no, because inside the soul, the Paramatma is telling, do good. That's why be good, do good. Rhythm is God. And be light inside. Everybody, you can be bright outside.
So we could speak on and on and on, but like you said, please, Shivamani, share your gift with our corroboree. Please share your drumming. Um, you
Okay,
know, please.
just start.
Wow, that was awesome. That was awesome. Amazing experience. That was an
Haribo.
amazing experience. So it is no coincidence that every culture around the world has made ritual use of a drum. So, Drum Shivamani, thank you so much for gifting our Korobri such a wonderful drumming experience. And we are watching the messages which are just flowing in the appreciation of your talent and the great human that you are. Uh, Fantastic. Loved every moment of what you did, Drum Shivamani. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. So, friends, that was an exciting experiential session, and we took a detour after the episode on self awareness and explored mindfulness with Rageshwari. We did the brainwave frequencies with Simon Singh, and we just finished the power of sound with the blissful voices of Ani Choying Drolma and Runa, and the masterful drumming by Drums Sivamani. So, Lena, what's next?
So we go back on the path of self-awareness. We look forward to seeing our entire corroboree next Sunday as we discuss human needs and how these drive our behavior.
Wow. Thank you so much, Lena. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Lina. Thank you, Lina.
everybody on the show. And thank you, audience, for being with us. We meet again on next Sunday at 5 p.m. with the topic that Lena just announced, human needs that drive behavior. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.